Welcome back. We are here live at the Yu-Gi-Oh! European Championships live in Antwerp. Thank you very much for joining us here on our live coverage. So we've obviously just seen round 3 with Diego Ganzerli taking his 3rd win, the Italian champion, coming back and representing strongly here in the European tournament. But we can move swiftly on to our round 4. On my left, we have Vladis Baranovskis and we have Luka Forjan, and these two are ready to get going. Gentlemen, I'm going to hand you guys the dice so that you guys can make your rolls and we can find out who's going to be going first. Got a 6. Okay, you get to make your decisions. You're going to start. Luca is going to start. So with that, I'm going to hand you guys over to Marcello and Alberto. Guys, take it away.
Hi everyone again, and welcome to round 4. We have just witnessed an exciting future match in round 3, and we are back with maybe and possibly an even more exciting one, because we have 2 interesting deck lists nonetheless. So we were looking for some interesting ideas here and there, and as we were mentioning even in the deck discussion you were watching, tier elements surely looked like the deck to beat in a way. So it might be not the most consistent, but it is because the perfect deck list has not been found yet. Maybe tomorrow we'll find it and we'll crown a champion with the deck, but it surely seems like it has a lot of potential. And I think it's the deck that we are witnessing being played in a lot of diverse ways. And here we will have a demonstration of this, because both players are running tier elements, but very different versions.
Yeah, I really like the idea of playing tier elements with dangers, which I think it's been a very popular decision so far this weekend. We have some spices in both decks, I would say.
For sure.
Maybe it's not that great to reveal it
no,
already.
We can just talk about a few of
just
them,
a
I
few.
guess.
Yeah. I like the fact that Vladis, we have seen Vladis playing, you know, crazy decks over the last YCSs, and still he plays, I think, a very spiced list. You know, I think pretty straightforward. He lists Zephyros, a card we haven't seen in a while.
Zephyros
so
definitely looking back into the days, as you mentioned, Vladis pretty much called the Gem Knight god by the community. Has been playing a lot of decks. He even tested the Luna Light deck alongside Rifle Nevin when he won the YCS back in the US. And it's now showing up a similar deck to the one that we saw from Herman as well. So with, as you mentioned, dangers, but with some unique one-offs, even in the side deck, which we'll see. But I have to say this time, his opponent beat him in terms of unique deck lists, because again we mentioned dangers, tier elements, but first of all just one card on top of everyone else, Dr. Frankenderp. So
yeah, a card you will never expect, but it's here. He plays some psychic monster, which I'm really excited to see in action, especially because I think he's maybe the only one player playing these cards.
Absolutely.
Really curious to see, you know, his combo, maybe play something different.
And he did win the die roll, so without waiting further ado, our players are ready. So it's gonna be Luca who starts the game 1. Let's go to the table. So here we are, and as the showcase on screen, this is one of the very interesting techs in Luca's deck. It is essentially a teleport target, which allows you to draw a card. And here he comes, actually. Wow. So we predicted the opening with this very unique card. I mean, as you can see, you pay 500, and then you pretty much draw a card, but keep the next draw phase. So it's a cool card, I could say.
Yeah, I think it's a cool extender, especially because if you manage to see it, you know, first turn as it happens right now.
Yeah.
It's a cool card. I think also your Barrel Wheeling Instant Fusion now, you can put up Kalos.
And Instant Fusion is by far the best card in the deck. Just like we saw it being an incredible tool in the Predaplan Despia deck, the last format. It's so strong. I mean, Kick Kalos just does so much for the deck. He's gonna go and bring any of his extended tier elements to the end, and then in this deck, milling 5 is even better than your regular tier element deck, but we won't just spoil that right away.
And now, I mean, Vladis maybe is asking himself what his opponent strategy is, because like by playing, you know, different card strategy as the Dr. Frankender, maybe you can, oh, okay.
Yeah.
And also reveals his
And here is, here is one of the other tech cards in the deck, Goalkeeper. So when the card is sent to the graveyard, you can use it to search an insect monster.
Yep.
In this case, most likely, as you can see, one has been milled, which is Danger Mothman. So
yep.
It's a very interesting inclusion in the deck, and we get to see even the Zephyros. So a lot of good meals this time around, and as you can see, we have seen the Zephyros back in like Danger FTK format also, because it's really good with Dangers to just use them once again.
Yeah, I think it's a very powerful card, especially because like in a deck like Tier Elements, in which you can also afford to play, you know, cards like Galaxy Cyclone. It's one of these cards that you really want to have in the graveyard. And now I think Luca can even extend his combo even further, because like from what I've seen, looking at the decks, Vladis is not playing any copy of hand traps at all in his main deck.
It seems like a trend, I would say, for all of these tier element decks. We mentioned now they are maybe not the most consistent deck for the format, and here already we get to see an interesting inclusion with the Bahamut Shark coming down. It's like he's saying not just Pride can bring out totally awesome to the field. But yeah, Entrops, as I was saying, are not necessarily the best option in this deck. You just break boards very consistently, go in second, so.
And I really like the fact that Luca also has another plan, you know? So like also especially playing this deck, you don't only rely on the tier elements package, but also, you know, by playing Bahamut Shark, and you also have access to Totally Awesome, which is like, you know, very good as well. Now he also has access to the Xiamen.
Yeah, so here you can see already some of the other engines we have been waiting to talk to you guys about. I am personally a big fan of Punks in general. I think they bring pretty much a lot of different decks in the format. This engine where with just one card, or like a discard fodder, so any 1.5 cards, let's say, you get to Chaos Ruler, and you can do a lot of different things, either pushing damage going second with the engine, and going first. Just milling 5 cards is so great in tier elements. Yeah,
especially because like.
Ooh, and we get a snipe though. Okay. Nice snipe here by Vladis, and Luca might consider what to do here, because if you are playing the mirror match, going for Mothman is not the greatest option. It's similar to how in the Dark Board mirror match it could be a huge punish to use cards like Dealings. So. Yeah, and he doesn't go for it, so interesting, interesting play here.
He goes for Shireen instead, milling 2 dangers and teleport, but I think he get rid of Strudo, which is another addition to his deck. I like it. It's like he plays small packages, you know, of different cards.
Absolutely. And here again, as we mentioned, you can see the popularity of a player like Vladis maybe hurt him in a way, because as he's usually playing these unique decks, he's one of those players where at the beginning of the tournament you might go out to him and just look what he's playing, and that might be one of the reasons why Luca opted out not to use his Mothman.
Yeah.
Also, to be fair, I think if you're already comboing through, it makes sense not to use it, because you give your opponent an extra draw in the form of Dark Ruler or any of those breakers going second. So why risk it? So
now I think he will add the Ophinis, which he milled with the Chaos Ruler, or maybe the okay, he has 2 copies of Shireen and Ophinis as well.
Absolutely, and Chaos Ruler being such a strong options in the extra deck. It's so strong in all of these combo explosive decks. We saw it win multiple events from Dragon Link, even at the French National. So let's see. He gets to the Garura, so he will be able to even draw an additional card. Interesting line of play. And here we see the key card of all of these dangers decks. It was back in the day of Danger FTK, and it is just as good here to send Fairy Tail Snow. So Curious just so strong, and it's also really interesting. We might be able to see it later on because it allows you to send cards like Anti-Spell Fragrance in game 2 and then set it back with the Griffin. So I think that's really cool.
I think it's really powerful, especially because like you can afford to play in your side deck multiple trap cards in a single copy. So just in case you can basically send them and then recycle it back.
Yeah,
I really like the idea. And apart of this, I think the deck is like super powerful.
So strong,
right?
so strong.
I mean,
I think, as we mentioned, it is by far the most powerful deck of the format. The only problem was finding the correct build, focus more on consistency rather than other options. But I think it's by far the deck which is more, I would say, most potential and just overall unfair toward your opponent. Yeah. Wow, another skip. He's already skipping the draw phase because of the Doctor, so it doesn't really matter. So
yeah, this is number 60.
yeah,
another card that we often don't usually see. But yeah, given the fact that he plays the Frankenderp, I really like it.
absolutely.
Yeah, he gets to draw.
Great tool. He's already skipping the next draw phase, as we mentioned, so he can freely draw 2 and discard 1. And just look at his hand. Wow. He's comboing through, and he still has a full hand. So absolutely great stuff. And we get to see some of the dangers which are less popular. We could check if actually Vladis is also using the Bigfoot. I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, he's playing 1.
Yeah, just the one.
One copy. I mean, I think it's okay.
Yeah.
Like,
Still an option, even an out to some annoying trap cards. We have seen some skill drains, summon limits being played, and it can work out pretty well. We are seeing another time Fairy Tail Snow, I think, and there is even Appaloosa. So what an opening here.
I think this is like super strong.
Yeah. It's not quite the same artwork we are showing you guys on screen, but the card is still the same, and what matters is just how strong of an opening Luca is putting out on this field. Let's see if Vladis has any form of response. He's playing Dark Ruler, right, in the main deck. Let's take a look at the spells that at least he has. He's playing no Dark Rulers are also.
Oh yeah, yep.
Just yeah.
He's playing them. But looks like Luca is not done yet with the Zombie Vampire, and he gets to see what Vladis is playing.
Yeah, this is an interesting line, because from the way he played, you would have expected him not to go for the Zombie Vampire line, but.
Yeah, but Vladis. Now also, I can see Shireen and the
the Reinhardt, yeah. So a very, very interesting line of play here.
So now he also has the,
I don't know. Because from how he played, I mean, I guess he does have the, the Appaloosa. He can just get back one of the 2 pieces and then negate the other one. But still, it seems like it might have been an unnecessary risk, considering he knows what his opponent is playing. But once again, he's not stopping, and this has been just the one turn from Luca, and he's already spent 11 minutes comboing off. So you can see just how much of a combo deck this is. It's so explosive, you can do so much, and I think right now you should just look on ways to improve the consistency of this deck. And I'm not quite sure how many cards he's playing, but it seems like maybe that's the only thing that could have been changed. So, and here we see, wow, even the Griffin. So what a start.
I think this is by far one of the best starts we have seen.
Yeah,
so
for
far,
sure this
right?
weekend. For sure this weekend. Yeah. Griffin again in the side deck. It gets even better because you can set pretty much any card in Yu-Gi-Oh that exists. So we have seen players go all the way from Deck Devastation Virus to Anti-Spell Fragrance, and you can send any card with Curious and get it back. but now he will just be fine with this kind of opening, and the Griffin itself is really good because special summon monsters cannot use their effects unless they're linked, so it's quite annoying. So yeah, let's see. Vladis is not too bothered at the moment. Again, Dark Lure no more could be in his hand.
And he also has, Sugar Poly. He plays. Of course, it's not gonna be easy, but 12 minutes to combo off, and
it's
then,
a very, very good start. So nonetheless, and again, we see he's not stopping.
No.
So he's playing Dueller, maybe. Let's see. I don't know. Because that usually is a card which is so strong in a mirror match, but no. He just plays the time T Redoer, yeah. Interesting option. Yeah, so here we see the time thief. And we'll try to just snipe one of the good cards from his opponent deck. Hopefully a spell or a trap would be absolutely insane. Let's see. Wow, and he does get the spell, so that's a big reward here from Luca, which will be, and you can see a little smile on both sides. Again, just the Dark Lure is on top of my mind as the best out to this kind of board. Would you just go for the Redoer right away?
I think I would go for it. Because like you have the Apollousa negation plus the total,
And also the Snow, and he does go for it. I totally agree with this. Yeah, the Redoer is gonna be banished. He draws a card, and now the Snow is active once again. So he already used it 3 times, which is absolutely ridiculous. But we do see the Galaxy Cyclone. Interesting. This is usually played just because you mill so much as an out to Mystic Mine. But in this case, one of the rare occasions in which he is able to use it. He could negate with the Toad, but not quite sure how much he's interested in doing that.
Of course, it's not going to be easy for Vladis, but given that, with tier elements, only with just one card you can basically mill 3, so you get access to multiple resources. Luca's just thinking about it. Okay,
wow, and he does go for the totally. Interesting. So he negates, he then just take a quick look at his graveyard. He's gonna get back the Rhino Heart, most likely. Let's see. But he does negate the Galaxy. Very interesting line of play here.
Because like if you negate it now,
yeah,
he has the Saldi accept.
Okay,
right?
yeah, and he does get back the Mud Dragon to the extra deck. Because otherwise it would have been out of his target, outside, of course, of the last tier elements in his extra deck. But now we see Terraforming come down. Is he playing any weird Mystic Mine in the main deck? Because that would be a good way to end this game.
Yeah, now goes with the Pearl Reino. He has to deal with the Apollousa and Snow, so it's not easy. I think he can grab the Shireen, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
It really depends on the other 2 cards.
Because he also set back the card with the Griffin.
Yeah.
So, and he did have the Dark Ruler. So interesting sequence there, I guess, from Vladis, who chose to go for the Galaxy first, and got actually negated by the Toad. But let's see. He's still. I think that was by far the only card he could have milled, and now he goes and milled 3. So good, good mill for sure. At least he gets a card back, and if he wants, he could even go for Ashadol Winda later on. So let's see.
I think he thought that the Galaxy Cyclone would have been,
yeah, probably non-negated, but still, I don't know. I think that could have been a different sequence of events, but here I think Vladis definitely got a little bit lucky with just playing the Dark Ruler as a going second card. The poly was not as impactful, and he now is getting rewarded. Let's see if Luca can mill a card of his own. He does not.
Wow.
So unfortunately, Luca has a little sad smile going on for him, and it will be instead Vladis fighting back with this Kid Kalos.
And once again, we're seeing a very good start, because like Luca started things off incredibly.
Yeah.
But now Vladis can take, I think, can take a good advantage out of it, because like he also has the fill spell.
Absolutely. So he just press on. He has the Reinhardt, and now we'll see the snow at least, which is a good move to prevent the Kid Kalos from milling 5. Yeah, and he plays it well. So
because we know Vladis has the Reinhardt and another card, right? Which is gonna be this one, maybe.
Let's
spell.
see. Wow. Instant fusion even from Vladis. What a end.
This this is strong.
Yeah, absolutely. Crazy opening, and here he gets the Mad Dragon, of course. Do you think he could have done it the other way around, just to prevent the snow from targeting, you know, because you can use the Mad Dragon to just pretend?
Yeah,
I guess, but I don't know. Okay, but we do see
Soldier.
Yeah. Most likely.
Or is it Meta? No, it's one of the two.
I think it's no, it's Soliak. Yeah. It looks like it's Soliak at least. So, if it is Soliak, it seems like he used it to negate the Mad Dragon. Yeah, and it is Soliak. But yeah, sending snow wouldn't be the obvious line. Let's see. Might just want to use it again. Yeah, it does send. And now we know that, as you can see, Vladis is gonna go for the Reinhardt he added earlier on in the turn. And he knows that the last card set by Luca is the Galaxy, so nothing too scary over here.
Yeah, I think the Dark Lurer once again is making his impact.
Yeah, absolutely. Dark Lurer no more being such a strong card, and it is pretty much one of the most popular main deck card of the weekend in most decks in pre-offs. When we were looking at percentages, we were all the way up to the 60s, and it's a huge number for such a card being included usually in the side deck rather than the main.
I think it's the most safest choice, even by losing the die roll. You have a really good card rather than the super poly. So
yeah, the thing is that most of these decks, especially Sprite, puts up an opening where very few cards can interact with that in the way the Dark Lure does, and at most they would have a Smasher set, so I think most decks could deal with it. So also the really good thing about it is that many of these decks have draw engines or play Prosperity, which gives you access to the Dark Lure. So this time Vladis actually drew it. And that was surely lucky. I want to ask him later on if maybe that was the 6th card, because in that case it was the Vampire who caused it, and Luca basically did that to himself. But of course you don't want to tell him that if that's the case. But still, we see once again a very long game 1.
Yeah.
It has been 21 minutes since this duel began, and you can see just how grindy this mirror match is.
And this is one of the main reasons why before we were telling that playing cards that can give you access to life points gaining or like give you a really huge advantage. It would be nice to see, because like in the side deck Lucas plays some spies. So
yeah, absolutely. Here we see once again snow coming down. You can see just how strong it is to use it and access it with the Curious, but now I think Luca is done, at least in terms of responses, and so Vladis will try his best to just come up with a solution for this board. It isn't the easiest, to be fair, but he can go for the redoer, and yeah, that would be the obvious line. We obviously don't have to forget that they both have the redoer banished, so Luca will be able to at least get that back next turn, and it doesn't seem as if Vladis will be able to completely crush his board. So he does go for the effect right away, so he will be able to fusion summon once again. Let's see if there is a DD Crow in the end from Luca, or if he's done. Yeah, he allows it, of course.
This is a very tough one because, like, and it is Vladis' first turn as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll see if maybe we get to see a Kaleido Art soon enough. Let's see. He's considering his options, and yeah, it seems as if this will be the choice from Vladis, and it might be the first time we see it actually in action, but it's such a strong tool for the deck. So let's see. He does go for it. So Kaleido Art, it's the field, and it's such a strong card. As you can see, he's basically able to clear most of the board if he wants. I'm not quite sure he used the pop yet, right? From the field spell. So let's see. He does use the effect, as mentioned. He still was missing the pop, so he goes for the field spell effect as well.
Also, Nessie, wow. He discarded Zephyros, and so he got to summon it.
That's absolutely terrible for...
Yeah, if Luca's hand was crazy, Vladis' hand was even crazier.
Yeah, it was just the perfect hand. Sometimes you just got the perfect answers, and this was absolutely the case for Vladis, who is now trying his best to come up with a solution. Of course, Dark Lure comes with a cost, which is no damage, so he won't be able to close the game, at least now, but this is still super impressive, and Redoer is gonna come back for both players very soon.
I also like the fact that, I mean, Vladis knew that he could have easily come back into this game thanks to Dark Ruler. Oh, he also has Foolish, okay. Which is another extender, to send Snow to the graveyard. And having access to Snow, it's, you know, causes troubles. Now,
yeah, this Foolish into the Snow will be just as annoying as what we saw, and then we get some attacks. Everything is clear, so pretty much Luca has just the Galaxy face down. Can you see if he's playing actually the Dweller in his deck? I think he is, yeah.
Yeah, he's playing Dweller. Yeah.
And here we see the difference. So Luca could have gone for Abyss Dweller game 1, and at the beginning it would have completely shut down his opponent, but he is not playing it. Vladis on the other end, he's using the card, and this is so strong in this matchup. So
I think that's the most powerful card in the mirror match.
It's by far the strongest, and yeah, Luca will just get back the Time Thief. I don't think this is anywhere close, because Dweller is so annoying for the deck. Let's see. So Luca will take a look at what his options are. He does have a Destrudo there, but he's already on 2,500 left. So, and 14 minutes on the clock, which is so few time. So he goes to go again for the, I think, 5th or 6th Snow of this game. The card being absolutely insane right now, but Vladis, of course, didn't have the chance to activate the Dweller, as no, it's a quick effect, but let's see.
What I'm considering now is that, I mean, it took like 12 minutes to do his combo. And you might don't want to risk it, right?
Yeah, but at the same time, if there is another spoiler we can give you guys, is one of the cards in the side deck of these players, which is exactly from when they will go to the end, which is the Life Trancer. So Psychic Life Trancer is one of the first synchro monsters that were actually released back in the day, and it's pretty much a card similar to the Red Resonator. We've seen it allows you to gain life points pretty quickly, and this means that worst case scenario Luca could maybe get a draw out of this match if this game is lost, and then game 2 he starts things off, and, you know, combo off, and maybe even just win it on his own turn, because we see how both of them took, as you mentioned, an average of 12 minutes to combo off, which is a ridiculous amount of time. The deck does so much.
Yeah.
So.
And we're also seeing how difficult it is to play the mirror match as well.
Oh yeah.
You know,
but even just to play the deck, which is honestly one of the interesting things. When yesterday, as our colleagues mentioned, Herman Hansen, then Luke Parks and Rafael Nevin played this deck at the 3v3, which is, I think, something very unusual. You would usually hide your deck, but they were telling me it doesn't matter if I could show you guys all my deck and you would not be able to learn it in over the one night, because it's very complicated. So it's very true. We can see it here, just how strong the deck is. But now we get to, of course, resolve some effects, but the Dweller is there.
Yeah.
So.
That's the issue. Because like the snow hurts a lot here from Luca.
No, and also because, yeah, as we can see, he has the Kaleido art still, so. Which is quite a huge beat stick to deal with. Of course, Dweller even hurts it, but let's see. So Luca is considering his options. Again, looking at this extra deck, he does have some interesting plays. He plays Dark, I believe, yeah. So let's see. He's gonna go for his Chaos Ruler once again, so at least he's able, worst case scenario, to crash. And let's see if he has enough damage to just close this one. Ooh, and this is again one of the touch cards I was waiting for him to use, which is the Zeroboros. So
a card we haven't seen in a while, actually.
Absolutely, but it's so strong. First of all, because it gains 200 for each banished cards, and there were so many cards used, and what a way to seal this game. Absolutely astonishing finish here by Luca. It seems as if Vladis got the best of him, but thanks to the Zeroboros, as we mentioned, he went through something like 6 Fairy Tail Snows, which is an astonishing amount of banished cards, and Zeroboros just gets a ridiculous amount of attack points, and as we saw, out of the blue, Vladis couldn't help but just smile and concede. So now there are less than 10 minutes remaining in the round, though, and this is a big issue because out of the two, we do have some, pesky time of the round options in their side deck. So what do you think Vladis is gonna bring in?
But looking at his side deck, he plays the Gamma package, which is always powerful, but on the other side he plays Dimensional Barrier, which we'll see for sure, I think, like in the mirror match, if you draw it. And
so strong.
Yeah. And also he also plays the Channelman's Crime, which is something that you don't see very often, but I mean, it's just here. If you go first, I think it's one more negation you can put on the field. The card is nice, it's strong.
Yeah. Do you think maybe the Nibiru's could caught his opponent off guard? The card is definitely very strong in the mirror when it's not expected, but you can find ways to play around it, I guess. On the other end, though, Luca might side in an extra deck card, which is the Trancer, as we mentioned. And outside of that, he has his own copies of Dark Ruler, Gamma, Nibiru, so a lot of going second options. I do like his chances a lot.
Yeah, because like if we have to check both side decks, I think that I mean Luca is not playing Dark Ruler in the main deck.
Yeah.
He has a lot of cards for going second in the mirror match.
Absolutely. The only thing I don't like too much about Luca's deck, but which luckily for him won't be an issue, is the Abyss Dweller in the side deck. It is definitely needed, but I really would have liked him to place it in the main deck, just in his extra deck right away. Siding it is strong now, but I think he could have easily lost game one.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't matter. While if game one he opened with the Dweller instead of the Redoer, the game was over 100%. And while maybe in the Swiss round you might not know what you're up against, in the later rounds and in the top cut you should, and then it makes so much difference. So,
but I think like this game was still thanks to the zero Boros, because like if it was not for him, I think
I would have risked it, because he also got the Dweller from Vladis. So that can be one of the cards which allows you to play through Dweller, but I don't know. I still think Dweller would have been needed in the main deck, and it's also interesting to see what card he's gonna cut for Dweller and the transfer, because that's 2 extra deck spaces. So interesting line. We'll see, I guess.
I think a good advantage considering like what Luca is playing is that given that there will be like around 7-8 minutes on the round, like you don't really mind about skipping your next draw phase, right?
No, absolutely. And at the same time it's an interesting one for instead the Red Reboot. We'll see if they bring it in for barrier regardless, but either way our players are ready, so let's jump back to game 2 and find out who will win.
Okay, Vladis let him go first.
Interesting. So Vladis with the cheeky go second move. Definitely interesting, because your opponent might be siding in all of these going second cards, which are going to be useless, but he might get punished really, really highly because of the 6 minutes remaining in the time because of Psychic Life Transfer. So let's see if that comes up. So
I mean, I think it makes sense to let your opponent go second, especially because like looking at the sad decks.
Yeah.
Of course it's risky, especially because like I don't think Vladis knows that Luca is playing the Life Transfer in the side deck.
Way.
So I mean,
he's such an unusual one. So. But again, we see how cards like Nibiru are getting sided in this matchup specifically. Maybe Vladis could be holding a copy of his card, so we should keep that in mind. But for now, let's see these 5 mills, and let's see if he gets again one of the... Ooh, he does get the Zephyros once again. So great mills here. At least one more piece of interaction, which can get him the Dweller, by the way.
Yeah, that's what we were saying before. Like having Dweller gives you, like a huge advantage in the mirror match, and this will be the case most likely. Yeah,
even if at the same time paying 400 would be very risky, but you can see it on top of the extra deck, the Life Transfer being sided in. So interesting stuff here.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, like game 1 was incredibly long. Both players played hard at.
And here we might see an Abyss Dweller, which is gonna get buffed by 500 too. Let's see. He's definitely considering it. Depends how safe he wants to play it out. Yeah, he does go for Abyss Dweller, and this will be quite tough for Vladis to deal with. Let's see if he finds a way. Especially because, as we mentioned, it's buffed, so he's gonna set one back row and pass. Dimensional Barrier is that strong that sometimes we do see it being sided in, even going second, and this time let's see what Vladis is gonna come up with. I think you have to use it, otherwise Dark Ruler is a huge punish. What do you think?
No, I think you have to use it no matter what.
I guess Gamma could be another punish, but he does go for the effect. So Dweller resolves from Vladis. Yeah, it seems so. So 4 minutes left on the clock means that at best Vladis is gonna get a draw in this match, I would say, but let's see. He picks up a couple of cards. He really needs to find a way to push damage. Ooh, and he goes for Lava Golem. So interesting start.
Yeah, the only copy that Vladis has, but was really needed here. Like almost 3 minutes left. Is set one. Okay, activate Tsuchinogo.
Yeah.
Ah, he's conceding.
He picks up. Oh wow! Really? What a decision from his opponent. Like he could have gotten away with probably just resisting this game, but if wow. I guess the psychic life transfer is really his win condition then.
Yeah.
He does have the card for the timeout and he knows that the 3 minutes are there, so he's guaranteed to be going first and open. But what a bold decision by Luca.
Yeah, I mean, like I think they could have played. We could have played this game.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he could have lasted a little bit long, but
I do like it, honestly.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
I think it's a very, very smart decision by Luca. As we were mentioning, if Vladis would have continued with his turn and he would have won, then Luca would have been left with a draw. If he goes first in game 3 now and he plays it out, it's gonna be a draw regardless.
Yeah.
So it's a win-win scenario, because worst case scenario, this will be a draw for Luca. But if he's able to combo off into the life transfer, then it's gonna be a win for him. So honestly, win-win scenario, very good, cold nerves, and really keeping his hand on the game, even if he's playing on future against a known player. So good stuff by Luca. And now it's up to the gods, and let's see if he gets the psychic life transfer. So I think they are pretty much done also, because there is a minute left, I think. So
I think he was really focused, especially because like with 2 minutes remaining, you just say, look, I have my chances, I'll just try it.
Yeah,
worst case scenario, I get a draw.
And yeah, he's shuffling up his cards. Does Vladis even have any response? I think the Nibiru only, right? To stop the life transfer.
Gamma or Nibiru.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a tough one for sure. And again, for any of you guys who are not familiar with the card, it's a level 7 synchro, and pretty much it gains you 1200 life points. So the ends are finally here, so let's go to the game 3 and find out who will be the winner of round 4. And we do see the teleport, so this is the card that he was looking for to summon the life transfer really easily. So we might actually see the win condition from Luca come up. He's paying 600, and you might be thinking, what is he doing? Is he throwing the game? No, he has a solid plan, and let's see if Vladis is gonna be shocked when he sees the life transfers. Yeah,
because like as we were saying, Vladis needs to rely on either Nibiru or Gamma. But let's see, here comes the Deer Note.
Yeah. Again, I think his chances are quite low to not be able to go for this, but the Nibiru could be in the end for Vladis, which is pretty much his only hope at the moment. And he does get to mill once again with Zephyros. Like, he has milled 3 times the Zephyros, every time he has milled with this card, so...
he milled also Saldiak, nice, Merli. Wow.
What a mill here, yeah.
And now if you're Vladis, you're thinking, look, do I have this?
I don't know, yeah, as you mentioned, time should be called any second now, and it's pretty much Vladis who feels like he has gotten this, and maybe his opponent gave him a free win, but as you can see, time is called, and now it is Luca who needs to find a way to even the score.
Now moves with Kid Kalos, we got to see the Sherin with Ophinis.
Yeah.
Good mills once again. Yeah, I think he really needs to find a way to summon it. Like, it would be great to see it in action.
Again, you can see Vladis just praying and just thinking probably in his end, what can happen? Like, how can I lose this game now? And we'll see if he does have the Nibiru, because that could be a shocker, and that would mean that Luca gave up a draw to get a loss. So that's the main punish, and I'm really curious to see how he's gonna manage to get to the transfer now. Yeah.
Because like at this point, yeah, the way he would lose is just, you know, by paying the 600 with the Xian,
yeah,
right?
Absolutely. And now he's gonna actually overlay. Interesting. He goes for the Bahamut Shark, and this is interesting stuff. So Vladis thinks about it. Does he have? Ooh, wow. And he has the Nibiru. Wow. He does have the Nibiru. Wow. The only card that could have changed this outcome is the Nibiru, and wow, what a turnaround of events.
Because now Luca really needs to find a way, or otherwise this Nibiru might seal the game.
Yeah, that was very, very tough. He still has a couple of outs in this graveyard. He does have the ruler, he has the Zephyros, but he needs to find a way to get to the transfer, and I'm not sure that he has it. So let's see. It's tough for any of you guys watching, and if you just joined, you can see the life points on the screen. The time was called, which means that now, as you can see, Vladis is just rolling his dice, and he will get the big foot, but he's finding a way to deal some damage to Vladis on his own turn. He cannot access the battle phase, and the only real card he has is the life transfer, but now it seems almost very difficult to go for it. He could go Zephyros, because still 1,000 life points are enough, but let's see.
Yeah, he has to try them all.
Absolutely.
Once again, he activates the danger.
Yeah.
Oh, he gets hit.
Yeah, he gets it, which is in the worst, I guess, end of the world. He can still just try again. But what is the solution for that? Like, what I was thinking is, he has the Zephyros to try again with another danger, but then how does he get to the tuner? That's the thing. He probably needs another teleport, or let's see. So Vladis once again sniping out all of the dangers from Luca, who can now use the Zephyros to try again with another danger, but things are not looking that great for him now.
Yeah, definitely these 2 hits might hurt him, because like he could have thrown 2 cards.
Yeah. I think he's gonna get back one of the dangers for the Zephyros. He's pretty much forced to do this at this point, but yeah. And this is what we are gonna see now. It takes 400 life points and goes for the Zephyros. Just desperation, trying his best to resolve these dangers, and then maybe go into Curious, or as I mentioned, his life transfer, which is the only win condition he has in his deck at the moment. And this would be a blowout for Vladis, who just 3 minutes ago was on the verge of losing, and now could actually steal this game away. Okay, nice hit. Can he finally get to one of his needed tuners? Let's see. Okay, and now he does it. So unless Vladis has an option, I think Luca has managed to do it with number 60, bringing back the aim in. This would be such a shock. He does go for it, and this is the touch card in Luca's deck, the Psychic Life Transfer. What a turnaround. You can see Vladis reading. And the handshake comes down, so the crowd just goes crazy. What a game. Congratulations, Luca is the winner. We can go back to us. What a match it was. We were absolutely astonishing stuff by both players, but Luca with, wow, I gotta say, the braveness, the bravest of players we have seen yet and in a long time, I would say. Because game one was so back and forth, such a long match, and in the end he won it. Game two, Vladis let him start, which was already unconventional. Maybe just wanted to push some damage going second, but when there were about 3 minutes and 10 seconds left, Luca just thought, screw it, I don't want the draw, I want to win this, and he went first. Got Nibiru, which seemed as if it was the end of all things, but still managed to find a way through his combos. And I gotta say, play him very calmly to get to the live transfer, and yeah, that was the rest is history. I'd say
it was amazing, especially because like we both thought that the game could have ended for Vladis after the Nibiru, no? But then he was able to come back once again. You can never know, and find a way to summon the live transfer. It was an incredible match.
Yeah, an incredible one nonetheless. We have mentioned in the previous rounds how many of these decks, which seem very explosive, very combo-oriented, both Sprite and tier elements, they still require you to win the game grinding. So they take a lot of time. I would say both comboing off for like 10 minutes each. And this is why we have seen cards like Red Resonator, Live Transfer, and a lot of these timeout cards which are needed when you go first in game 3, and you just gotta try and sneak out that win.
Exactly.
So this is what happened, and to be honest, I think though, congratulations to Luca for the way he built this deck. Because number 60 is not even that obvious in some of these builds, and playing it along with Frankenderp and a lot of these unique one-offs to just give you the best chances with the Punk Engine as well as an option. I think it's very, very good deck building on his side.
We said it a bit at the beginning, like it's paying off, he's playing small packages, and I mean, again, having seen the fact that these decks need time to win, I mean, well rewarded. So
absolutely, well rewarded, but still, nonetheless, congratulations for Vladis. He put up one huge fight, but in the end, he had to just surrender to Luca. I think, nonetheless, he has good chances to make it to day 2, and then he will fight for his spot in top 128. Still, guys, I want to thank you for having watched this match. As we mentioned, just as a final reminder, today we are going to go through 9 rounds of Swiss. What you just watched was round 4, so we have 5 more for you guys, and then tomorrow we're going to go through the last 3 days, 3 rounds of Swiss, followed by an astonishing, and I think probably first time in history, I think, of Yu-Gi-Oh! Top 128, so I'm surely excited for it, but now I think let's go back to Ed for the interview with Luca.
Hi guys, so I'm here with Luca, who has just won an incredibly clutch game there. Luca, you've obviously come off the back of YCS in 2019, or both YCS London and the Euros, which you were top 16 of. So firstly, how does it feel to be back at the Euros?
It feels really good, actually. During the Corona times, I was really sad because like I didn't get to experience all of this, and just like playing these big events is like what makes this game so fun.
I'm glad that you're enjoying being back, and it's good to have you. So obviously, we've just seen you have an amazing round just then. There were a couple of moments where time was called, you got Nibiru'd at the start of the round, and that looked like it could have been it, but you maintained your cool, you managed to find the exact card you need. So talk to us a little bit about what happened.
Well, I kind of know my opponent, so I kind of know his deck, so I know what he's siding in, and I know there's not like a lot of ways to stop me, so I just wanted to like make sure he uses whatever he can, and then, so I can win later. I don't know, like, that's it.
Were you expecting the Nibiru? Is that how you were already ready for that to come out?
I think Nibiru was the only hand trap I was expecting, yeah.
Because you also ended around with Zoroboros, so you had a lot going on. You were ready basically to come out of any situation. So that's great. Tell us a little bit about your deck, because you've got some rather interesting choices in your deck. You've gone for like the Punk Engine, you've gone for Goki Pole, Frankenderp. Why these cards in the deck? Because that's quite an unusual choice for people.
Yeah, this is the fun version of the tier elements. Basically, my take on tier elements is just the highest ceiling version of tier elements, I think. Some people might not think it's necessary because tier elements cards already do enough, but I just wanted to try something like this. I always try to play like as much of a combo deck as possible. So this was the way I wanted to play.
Very exciting. Well, congratulations again on your win. Do not go anywhere, guys, because we've got the next round coming up on our coverage very, very shortly.